Have you ever noticed something like this? Some days you wake up feeling motivated, focused, and energetic. Other days, even simple tasks feel exhausting. Or think about this. Why does coffee suddenly make you feel alert? Why can lack of sleep make you emotional? Why can certain medications help people with depression or anxiety? These experiences reveal something important. Your thoughts, emotions, and behavior are not just psychological. They are also biological. According to biological psychology, the brain, hormones, and genetics play a huge role in shaping how we think, feel, and behave. And this field has helped us understand the human mind at a completely new level. The core idea of biological psychology. Biological psychology, sometimes called neuroscience psychology, focuses on the physical systems that influence mental processes. Instead of asking only, why do people think this way? It asks questions like, what is happening in the brain when someone feels happy? Which chemicals influence motivation? How do genes affect mental health? The idea is simple but powerful. Our thoughts and emotions are deeply connected to biological processes inside the brain and body. One major focus of biological psychology is brain structure. Different parts of the brain perform different functions. For example, the prefrontal cortex helps with decision-making, planning, and impulse control. The amygdala processes emotions like fear and threat detection. The hippocampus helps with learning and memory. Damage or changes in these areas can significantly affect behavior. One of the most famous cases in neuroscience involved Phineas Gage. In the 1800s, Gage survived a severe accident where a metal rod passed through his skull, damaging part of his frontal lobe. Before the accident, he was responsible and calm. After the injury, people reported that his personality changed dramatically. He became impulsive and emotionally unstable. This case helped scientists realize that brain structure can influence personality and behavior. Another major focus is brain chemistry. The brain communicates using chemicals called neurotransmitters. These chemicals transmit signals between brain cells. Some of the most well-known neurotransmitters include dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, acetylcholine. Each one plays different roles in mood, attention, and behavior. Example: serotonin and mood. Serotonin is often associated with mood regulation. Low serotonin activity has been linked to conditions like depression and anxiety. This is why some antidepressant medications work by increasing serotonin activity in the brain. But neurotransmitters influence many everyday experiences too. Dopamine is often called the reward chemical. It is released when we experience something pleasurable or rewarding. For example, achieving a goal, receiving praise, eating good food, getting likes on social media. Dopamine reinforces behaviors by making them feel rewarding and worth repeating. Biological psychology also studies genetics. Our genes can influence many traits, including personality tendencies, vulnerability to mental health conditions, intelligence, emotional regulation. For example, research has shown that conditions like depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia often run in families. This doesn't mean genes determine everything. Instead, mental health usually develops through an interaction between genes and environment. Someone may inherit a vulnerability, but life experiences often determine whether that vulnerability develops into a disorder. Biological psychologists use several tools to understand the brain. One of the most important is brain imaging. Technologies like MRI and PET scans allow scientists to observe brain activity in real time. These tools help researchers see which brain areas activate during learning, emotional reactions, decision-making. Researchers also study how medications, hormones, and injuries influence behavior. Together, these methods provide insight into the biological foundations of psychology. Why this knowledge matters. Understanding the biological side of psychology has transformed mental health treatment. It has helped researchers develop medications that can stabilize brain chemistry. It has also helped explain why certain conditions are not simply matters of willpower. For example, someone experiencing severe depression may be dealing with neurochemical imbalances, not just negative thinking. This perspective has reduced stigma and improved treatment options. One of the most exciting aspects of neuroscience psychology is that we can use this knowledge to optimize brain function. Many everyday behaviors influence brain chemistry. Sleep. Sleep plays a major role in emotional regulation and cognitive performance. During sleep, the brain clears toxins, consolidates memory, and restores neurotransmitter balance. Chronic sleep deprivation can impair mood and concentration. Exercise physical activity increases levels of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. This is one reason exercise is often recommended for improving mood and reducing anxiety. Nutrition. The brain requires nutrients to produce neurotransmitters. Foods rich in proteins, healthy fats, and vitamins help support brain function. Learning and mental stimulation activities like reading, problem-solving, and learning new skills strengthen neural connections in the brain. This process, called neuroplasticity, allows the brain to adapt and grow. Social connection. Positive social interactions also influence brain chemistry. Human connection can release chemicals like oxytocin, which promotes trust and emotional bonding. The bigger picture. Biological psychology shows that the mind and body are deeply connected. Our emotions are not just abstract experiences. They are influenced by complex interactions between brain circuits, chemicals, and genetic factors. But this perspective also reminds us that mental health is not controlled by just one factor. Thoughts, experiences, relationships, and environment all interact with biology. For centuries, people tried to understand the human mind by looking only at behavior or thoughts. But neuroscience revealed something remarkable. Every emotion we feel, every memory we form, every decision we make is connected to the intricate activity of billions of neurons inside our brains. And understanding this system gives us something powerful, not just knowledge about the mind, but the ability to care for it more intentionally. Because when we support our brain through sleep, movement, learning, and connection, we are also supporting the foundation of our thoughts, emotions, and well-being. Subscribe to Psychology in Minutes for more.